I spit Patron on this microphone. Watch out, I'm in the zone. Worth for everything I own. Life is March Madness. One mistake, then you go. Yeah, I had a stroke, but your boy still rhyming. And Fresh got locked, but the squad still wildin'. Catch me in any city in the hood, we grinding.
The next topic on Boxing Bros is at the end of the fight, Ryan Garcia called out Gervonta Tank Davis. And that was no surprise, seeing as how De La Hoya has been running around saying that Tank Davis is an option. This is from Gervonta Davis tweeted this, and he wrote, he's back on coke. He was talking about Oscar De La Hoya. He was saying that in response to this that was posted from ESPN Ringside. De La Hoya is already eyeing a Garcia Davis fight. And the quote from De La Hoya is, I love the Tank Davis fight. I think Ryan Garcia walks through the Tank. That's what Oscar De La Hoya said. And so that caused Gervonta Davis to react that way. But after or during the Ryan Garcia fight with Luke Campbell, Gervonta Davis wrote this. He said, Ryan will run right into shots. So that's Tank Davis' opinion on it. Ryan also said he's willing to fight Devin Haney as a secondary option if the Gervonta Tank Davis fight can't happen. So I'll throw this to G first. What are your thoughts on Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Tank Davis? How do you your thoughts on how it may play out? Something you think should happen next, or you think he should go the Devin Haney route?
I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this. G, a wild boy. I can't wait for this.
Well, all right, definitely walk with me. I didn't even like how everybody was booing Devin Haney. I felt like, yo, they sunned him. Like the whole arena was just like, I'm like, boo. I was like, come on, son, that's violations, man. He's standing there with his dad looking stupid, just smiling. Like, all right, man, it's cool, it's whatever. However, I'll say this. I love the fight with Tank versus Ryan. But how it's going to play out, it depends. If Ryan makes mistakes, Tank's going to capitalize. But Ryan does have the reach, the height advantage. So it's not like Tank could come in and hit him with like an uppercut like he did. What's homeboy's name? I forgot his name. But so he's not going to be able to really land those type of devastating shots. However, I think he'll be. Tank has the opportunity to violate his body. So I like the fight. I think Tank has better footwork than Ryan. They're both fast. They're both explosive. But Ryan does have the reach. And so it'd be a dangerous fight for Tank. If Tank takes it, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be shocked. Because I think Floyd's going to probably be like, yo, don't take that fight right now, me personally. So but I do know that Eddie actually wants the Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney fight, and they're both on the zone, so that's an easy fight to make. Like Tank, he's like, PBC Showtime. So that might be the deterrent from that fight happening, or that could be the excuse, I'm not saying Tank is ducking, but I'm just saying Ryan is a difficult fight for Tank because Tank is just smaller. But I think it ain't going to be like a one-sided, like Ryan got this. Ryan has to be perfect. Ryan has to stay behind his jab, know how to move on the back foot. And so I can't really call it based upon this Campbell fight. You know what I mean? I think I would like to see him against a Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying? But the only problem is they're both young. I wouldn't want one of them to take an L right now. So maybe Tank's more established. He's like, in his later 20s. So even if Tank takes one loss, he already established himself as a boxing star. So I don't think it'll be as a devastating loss as it would be to a Ryan or to a Devin Haney. So that's why I like the fight. You know what I mean? I'm all over the place. I know that. But, listen, they have the fight. I have the fight. I just don't think it's going to happen, me personally. I think Floyd's going to probably advise him not to do it right now. I think Eddie is going to try to set up the Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia fight. They could paint it as this generation's Oscar De La Hoya versus Mayweather. They could do a number of things that, could get Devin Haney to that stardom that he's looking for. So if Eddie's smart, Eddie's definitely gonna try to do that. But then again, DAZN might step in and be like, it was too soon. You know, let's go over there, fight Tank, get his belt, and then bring it back to DAZN. So I don't know. Either which way, I like all those fights. I like, even if Tank says, I want to fight Devin Haney, I would like to see that too. You know what I mean? So styles make fights. All of them have interesting styles. So yeah, man, I'm down for whatever this year. 2021, man, it's an open book.
It's a clean slate for G in his predictions in 2021.
Man,
all right, Trill Dollar.
I'm accurate. 2021. You know?
The commission, Trill the commission, is in the building.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing yet.
I can't tell.
Katie don't like when the commission comes in and
No fight. We're not getting this fight until 2024, folks.
Exactly. and this is where I'm going. You know why? This is why I say this. Trill the commission, all right? The fight can happen, just not right now. And I don't see the Devin and Ryan fight happening either. I see Devin going on to 140. I think if he can't get that the next fight, Devin can't keep trying to make this 135. I think we're gonna see Devin move up to 140 and grab a one of those free belts up there. Then you got over here with Tank and Ryan. I think that Ryan, we seen last night that you're a superstar and you are a real deal. But as you've been watching me and how I do my thing, I believe that you just should rest your chin for the next fight. I don't think that you should be rushing in there with a Tank. It just got dropped by a Luke, who is not known as being a big puncher. You know what I'm saying? He has 16 KOs, but they're against, you know, and you got put, and this is Tank. Tank's a puncher. And we seen what he did with a tough, adorable Leo Santa Cruz, a true Mexican warrior. You know what I'm saying? Who took a lot of shots from Tank until the one he couldn't take no more. Now, Ryan, I want you to rest that chin. People don't like listening to me when I tell them, rest that chin. Ryan, rest that chin. I could see Ryan going in there with a Gamboa. So he can prove like, look, Haney, I didn't beat Gamboa better than you. Or look what I did, you know what I'm saying? Tank, I did a better job than you. So I could see him going in there with a Gamboa next. You know what I'm saying? I could see them doing that. I see Devin Haney probably going up and moving up to 140. And in due time, maybe he can get a belt there. Tank, I see Tank moving, if anything, probably fighting the guy that there was a regular belt champion at 130 who was avoided so that Leo Santa Cruz and Tank could get on. He has that original belt, you know what I'm saying? And Leo Santa Cruz was moved to super champion. So that's the belt over there with the Kid Alvarado. Maybe he do that. But rushing right in after having a tough fight with Luke Campbell, and you just got dropped from Luke Campbell, rushing right in with a Tank, I don't think that's a good idea. Maybe somebody else, and then you want to build the fight up a little bit more. But I'm not mad at him for calling out a Tank. I just say, slow down, young grasshopper. You have time, you know. You don't have to go in rushing, you know. There's time, you know. Be like water. You know, my man Bruce Lee. You know, go with the flow. You know. But yeah, I just think it's too much too soon. You know what I'm saying? You just got done with Cool Hands, and he put you on your butt. Don't rush in there with a Tank. Let your chin here a little bit. Go beat up on Gamboa. Give him his last payday, and then we'll talk about you know, Tank and stuff like that, because these guys is, you know. Before you start talking about the Teofimo Lopez's and the Tanks and all that, just put that chin on ice. And, you know, maybe next year, 2022.
All right, Ned.
Gray hoodie Ned, redeem us, man.
Listen. All right. All these fights are dope. And I wish they could make, if it can happen, it can happen. I agree with you. It'd be too soon to see Garcia and Haney fight, but I always said it'd be dope to have like they fight when they're young and then they get back when they're in their like going into their 30s or in their 30s, like, and then when they're in their prime. But if Tank and Garcia was to fight, I want to say this: we would know who would win depending if Adrian Broner is in Tank's corner or not. You get me? Walk with me, Trails. Walk with me, Trails. I'm just saying this because
open this door, bro. This is about all right. Go ahead, bro.
I'm just saying. I was just saying, bro. AB's right there. You know, Tank ain't taking the fight that serious. They're gonna be out here hooplying, doing their thing, and you know.
Tank's undefeated.
He's in fight shape right now, bro. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Tank's undefeated. They've been in the camp together before. When AB lost, Tank still won. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know. I agree. But I'm just saying for this fight, they might not take Ryan as serious as they are. But if not,
that's different.
Yeah. If not, Ryan, if not, Tank gonna be sharp. He's gonna be honest. So he's gonna be there for the competition. I'm just saying, yo,
you know, you blame another man for another man's performance.
I'm saying
grown man for another grown
there's
man.
There's certain people that come around that give you that wrong influence. You get me? He called out De La Hoya for the rush.
Yo, so Ned's a made man. I'm realizing I can't say anything to Ned because it comes off as like I'm being a bully or whatever. But what I will say is this. In my lifetime, I've been around atmospheres and environments where people were doing things that were bad. People were consuming alcohol. People were using drugs. And I never did it one time. Mm-hmm. Never did it one time. You'll never find anyone that said, I've seen Caden do a drug. I've seen Caden consume alcohol, because it never happened. And I've been around that type of environment for most of my life. So no one can make you do anything. You hear that, like I hear like someone say, oh yeah, you know, and yeah, she got her hooked on drugs. And I'm like, so you mean to tell me someone got someone else hooked on drugs? How you do that? Like, did they hold them down? Like, you know, you can't make people do stuff. People do make their own decisions in life. So you can't sit there and say that, oh, this person made that person do that. You choose to do what you want to do. So in my lifetime, I had the decision to either go to the party or study for the exam, right? You make the decision and then you live with the consequence, but it's free will. So you can't blame Adrian Broner being around for people's poor performances, because they made the decision. So you can't say any of that. Like,
I haven't seen AB being around Gervonta Davis to affect his performance. He's still undefeated. And what's wrong? Tank done said AB motivates him. He gets him to a certain place. And you forgetting that AB is a 4-time world champion, just like the great Canelo Alvarez. And you name me another. Can you name me some other 4-time world champions before you go throw dirt on this man's name?
I didn't want to throw dirt, but I'm sorry.
I will say this. AB has his issues, but just because he has his issues doesn't mean you get to blame everybody else's issues on him.
No, I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming.
You know what it's like, yo? You know what it's like? It's like a parent who got a bad kid, but they blaming it on the other kid that they hanging with. Like, my kid, they just hanging with that boy up the street, and he's the one making them.
AB never told him to snatch up his girl at that basketball game.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, when that party, instead of, I got to train be up at 6 to train, and they be like, there's a party, and they be like, let's both go.
Who decided to go though? Once again, yo, Ned.
I agree.
Ned, respectfully, I've been in environments, dog, where I got straight clown.
Yeah.
Like, I was like soft because I won't drink, because I won't smoke, because I won't do this. I just laughed.
Yeah.
Like, because for me, I was confident in who I am. I'm not going to let people pressure me into doing something I don't want to do. So let's say hypothetically what you're saying is true. Tank knows he has to run at 6 a.m, but AB hits him up and say, yo, let's go to this party tonight. There's a decision that Tank must make. Yeah. Either I decline and go run in the morning, right? Or I go to this party, which is going to make it difficult for me to go run in the morning. Yeah. Either way, the decision he makes is up to him.
Yes.
Right? So he goes to party with AB, and then he doesn't run in the morning, and you blame AB for sending him an invitation to a party.
I know.
I'm not blaming AB. I'm just saying, if AB around, you know what time it is.
Why? AB be around Earl, and that's your favorite fighter.
I know Earl too. Yo,
Earl did have that car accident.
Car accident.
On AB. Let's go there. Let's say AB was present when Earl was drinking that night.
He was.
Whose fault is it that he got in the car?
It's not AB's fault. It's not AB's fault.
With all the rideshare apps there are. There's Uber, there's Lyft, there's probably a ghetto app. You know what I'm saying? You could probably get one of those bootleg cabs to take you home. Yeah, Earl Spence Jr. You couldn't get a ride. There wasn't no one there who was sober that could give you a ride. No, you want to go speed in your car. Yo, bro, at some point, accountability is the word people must look up and they must take upon themselves. Like, you know, and once again, this is just you talking about Tank versus Ryan Garcia, and then you go throw third on AB. Look, when you're an adult,
already do enough dirt on this brother. Don't be another brother to do it.
When you're an adult, anything that happens is on you.
True.
Anything that happens is on you because not anything, but you know what I mean. When it comes to decisions you made, you live with the consequence. When you make a decision, you gotta live with the consequence, bro. Because just like you're saying, he went to the party, he could have chose to stay home and not be at the party. When you want to accomplish things and you're serious about it, you set your goals and you do things to achieve those goals. And if you don't achieve those goals because of decisions you made, you got to look in the mirror and point the finger at yourself. But I mean, you could go.
Oh, I just said one thing. Salute to Trill, because I'm just watching y'all faces when Devin's talking. Trill's reaction looked like Trill wanted to slap him through the street. Trill called himself like, you know what, Ned? God bless you. You know what I'm saying?
Because no, you know what it is? Trill, normally Trill would have done it, but he knows Ned is a made man. You ever see like those movies where like, yo, there's like, he's a made man, you can't touch him, but everybody want to kill the dude, but it's like, he's a made man, you need permission to touch him. That's Ned. Because if you go off on Ned, you always seem like
now we the bully. Now we the bully.
Come on, Dad.
That's that great hoodie Ned for you.
Go ahead, Ned, you got it.
Nah, I'm done. I'm all set though. Nah.
Yo, now watch them disrespect me in the comment section.
I didn't like Trill was too harsh on him.
Yeah.
That's all love.
Yo, whose turn is it? I forgot. Like
It's yours or you, bro.
Yeah, well, after all that, I'll just say this. I think Ryan Garcia showed he has enough skill to give Tank Davis problems. Now, would it be wise for him to step in the ring with Gervonta Tank Davis at this particular point in time? Next, although I don't always agree with the commish, I do think maybe he needs one more elite level fight. So I mean, I can rock with the commissioner on this only because when Tank Davis says he'll run into some shots, like I think he really sees some holes in his game, and Luke Campbell saw him, and Luke Campbell was able to capitalize on it. I'd say it's his first world level fight, right? World level fight against Luke Campbell, a man who never really got to the mountaintop in the professional ranks, right? He lost to Linares, he lost to Vasily Lomachenko. When you're talking about Gervonta Tank Davis, you're talking about a champion. You're talking about a guy who, in my opinion, and just based off what I saw, he's faster than Luke Campbell. He hits harder than Luke Campbell, and you can check that out based on the record and the type of knockouts that he's displayed. He's candidate for knockout of the year last year. And so before you step in the ring with that type of beast, I think you want to shore up a few things. And I'm speaking to Ryan Garcia on that. But I do think you'll be competitive. But remember, Luke was competitive with you. Didn't win, right? But he was competitive with you. So if you want to give yourself the best chance to win, I don't think you take the Tank Davis fight immediately, Ryan Garcia. Only because, like, I do think that Tank will run you into some shots at this point. But I think more experience with the elite level fighters, more confidence, because Ryan Garcia said it in the fight with Luke Campbell. He said, I learned a lot this fight. You taught me a lot this fight. Now imagine how much more you'll learn from another fight. The Devin Haney fight.
Soup, baby. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
I said, that's that chunky Campbell soup right there.
You know, he's hyped up and he deserves to be. But the Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight, to me, it could happen. It could happen now, but I don't think it will be as big as it may be later on. If they fought later on. And so for me, I wouldn't want to see Devin and Tank right now, but that doesn't mean I don't want to see them in with good fighters. I think there are some good fighters out there.
You said Devin and Tank or Devin and Garcia?
I mean Devin and Garcia. I don't want to see those two fight each other yet, just because I feel like there's more for Devin to do, and there's more for Ryan to do to make it a bigger fight. And I think we have to wait and see if Teofimo Lopez is going to give Vasily a rematch. But I think Devin versus Vasily would be a hell of a fight. It's a step-up fight for Devin, but it will give Devin like that star quality. It will help him if he can solidify, like, if he can secure a victory over Vasily Lomachenko. And Ryan Garcia just got a big win. You know, maybe he can fight Linares and take Linares out, and then they can go. So I think there's more buildup, but those are really good fights. Those are fights no one can say, oh, they're cherry picking or whatever. It's like, no, Linares is legit. So is Vasily. Make that happen. Or even if it's Devin, Devin doesn't have to fight Vasily. Devin can fight Linares, and Ryan can fight someone else.
Yeah.
You know, but my point is, if you're Devin and you saw Teofimo Lopez outbox Vasily, why wouldn't you think you can do it? You know, why wouldn't you want to try to do it? You're trying to prove. So I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. I think I do agree with the commish, though. Not yet, Ryan. Not yet, Ryan. I don't always agree with the commish, and I don't even like the fact that I'm agreeing with the commish right now.
Can I ask the commish a question? Thinking that question. How would you feel if Ryan Garcia fights Lomachenko next?
If he fight
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
I'm cool with
Loma's
that.
still alive, dog.
That type of power.
I just want him to stay away from a puncher, like a puncher. You know,
I agree with you. I can rock that.
Rest that chin.
Well, I know you can't. You don't go off cross fights.
Yeah.
You can't predict who's going to win based off cross fights, but you can get a glimpse of like how people perform. And they have an opponent in common, and that opponent is Luke Campbell. And you saw what they both did with Luke Campbell. So you know they're like Vasily Lomachenko and Ryan Garcia are classes above Luke Campbell. And so he passed the Luke Campbell test. He took probably a bigger shot, and it looked like he got hurt more than Vasily Lomachenko did. But he also showed he could stop Luke Campbell, something Vasily Lomachenko couldn't do. So for me, I'm okay with that fight based off what I saw with a common opponent. I still don't know who wins that fight. You can't predict who would win, but I think it's a good fight.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe, and check us out on Instagram and Twitter. Please check us out on Instagram and Twitter, and please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.
We could have been flawless, flying enough to make people's mouths drop jawless. How can 2 years be erased in 1 August? And you know I have my pride, so I had to get brolic. All in all, I can't call it. Just know you're my queen. Wish I was denim, cause then I be in your jeans. Can't fight fate, and you've been loving me since your teens. But when you can't move forward, you gotta wipe your slate clean.